You gotta be ready. Be ready.
What are you? Okay, go ahead.
What's good? Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. What's good, folks? It's your boy Wanyeezy, and
Yasmin,
we have a new segment, and it's called
the For Lifers Table.
where we break homemade bread. Today, we have a special guest. One of, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to really introduce him. Like, this is my guy. This is my brother. In the arts and just in business. In life, without further ado, Charles J. Everybody, how's everything, man?
Everything's great, man. Just flew in from Arizona, so it's been a blessing. It's great to see some familiar faces. So
Absolutely. How was the flight? Like, I know, like the weather change and all that. You didn't catch any of the coldness getting here, did you?
no, I mean for me, I lived here a majority of my life, so coming back into this, it's just a little cold. I mean, it gets cold a little bit in Arizona at nighttime during the winter, but other than that, it's 75 degrees every day, so it's a little bit of paradise there, and switched it up to come home for a little bit. So
Is
not too
it
bad.
desert everywhere there? Like,
No, it's
Oh,
being
it's
it's,
not?
it's being built up. Yeah, like everything
Oh.
there now, infrastructurally is brand new. So new
Okay.
apartments, new shopping centers, everything is pretty much being built up out there. So it's a thriving economy out there.
I remember
right now,
you were
so.
telling me back before you had moved out there, you were like, yeah, I'm thinking about moving out to Arizona. Like, I think that's like the next spot for me because it's like a lot of opportunity and they're building the city up. So I'm glad that like you're out there and you're actually, excuse me, you're out there, being a part of the beginning of something new. And I think it was a perfect time for you to go out there. I didn't think it was any time for you to go out there because I wanted you to be out here doing what you
Yeah.
do out there or just anywhere. I'm like, man, he's not around anymore. But like,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for taking that step, not only physically but mentally, because leaving home is like something that is very crucial for a man because it's just like this is what I'm used to. I know everybody knows me. I know how every system works, but then going out there, it's just like this is new. I'm going to lock in and do whatever I got to do to make it happen for me and my future family.
So is that how you feel now? You
Yeah.
didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
Back in March.
A lot of people didn't feel that way when I did announce that I was going to move out of Jersey. For me, to really focus on my own personal and self-development, I feel like I had to get out of my comfort zone. Being in New Jersey, close to New York, Philly, DC, like it's a great hub to start at, but I think being able to branch out and challenge yourself, and then just in my situation, transitioning out of the things that occurred with Avenue Black, which we'll probably talk a little bit about that. I don't want to go crazy detail with that stuff, but transitioning from that and then going to a completely new city, getting in a car accident, like life was a huge transition for me for the last 2 years, but in the best way possible. So yeah.
Do you feel better?
Yeah. Actually, I think I'm in the best mental space that I've ever
You look
been
lighter.
in my life.
Whenever I used to see you, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When I met you, I don't remember when I first met you. I'm not gonna lie. What event? Do you remember? And he was like, "You're gonna meet Jay," because
Was it one of the like First Friday? Not First Fridays, but what was the photography event that we did?
I didn't.
Wanyeezy, not
No.
Wanyeezy Wednesday.
Oh,
The first,
you
the original
didn't
one.
I didn't even go to those.
You didn't.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think I met you like when y'all started doing like the community events at Avenue Black.
Oh.
I know when you met him. You met him at the mall.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what, Deptford?
I met you
Yeah.
at the mall.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
I
crazy.
met you at the mall after me and Wanye's like third date or something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
y'all was
remember
fresh.
that.
Yeah, y'all was fresh.
Yeah.
And we was
Yeah,
coming. We were
okay.
coming in, and we were going to round one. Was that round
Yeah,
one?
round
Round one
Yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is the day. No, when I met you, like you just always seem so heavy. So much on your mind. Like you could just tell. Like even like if I'm saying like hello to you, like the hug was lighter. Just how like
Yeah.
it was just you could just tell.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I think in that season of my life, like I was carrying everything,
Yeah.
and not even just for myself, but like for everyone
everybody.
around me.
Mm-hmm.
Which now being outside of that, I do feel a lot lighter.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have as much weight on my shoulders. I don't feel like I'm obligated to, do certain things. Now I'm in a season where I can really fill my own cup
Mm-hmm.
instead of trying to pour from an empty one. And that's something that in therapy, you learn what some of your triggers are, what some of your traumas are, but then how to navigate that through and take that weight off your shoulders. So for me, like I said, the last year and a half that I've been in Arizona has just been focused on self-development.
Mm-hmm.
Making my communication levels higher and stronger, being able to regulate my own emotions. That's something that I never did before. Growing up, and you guys can definitely probably attest to this, is we're taught to suppress our emotions and just get through the day. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how I live my life for 30
Yeah.
some years.
We were taught that. Well, I'm one of 5. You're one of 5.
One
One
of
of
6.
6.
Yeah.
We were taught that, especially with being so many of us, and like so many of us in one household.
Mhm.
And then I also had a god brother growing up, and I have an adopted brother.
Mm.
We were taught that, but I was like one of those where I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like it was hard to
Mhm.
do that. Like, and I used to just cry. I'll
Yeah.
just cry. I'll cry, and not like in a tantrum or bratty type of way, but it's just like I need to let it out
Yeah.
some way, somehow. So I used to have a lot of tears growing up, but I didn't know how to comprehend those tears though. Like it was
Mhm.
just like I'll start crying and like, why are you crying? I'm just like, I don't know, and I'll just walk away. I mean, I don't walk away anymore.
Yeah.
But it used to just be overwhelming for me. Like I was never the type to care too much about what people had to say, just more so
How it
how
makes you
I
feel.
felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, when I was at that point of, oh yeah, just dig in. Yeah, do your thing.
Wait, real quick before you proceed.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have today. So first of all, we
Mhm.
have Bartonora Sweet Red. If you know, you know.
If
No
you know,
sponsor.
you know.
Right. But oh yeah, try it. Let me know what you think.
I'm 3 sips in. It's phenomenal.
Oh, okay.
I'm 3 sips in.
So Jay is vegan.
Mhm.
I'm not vegan. I never have been. But
4.5
I grew
years.
up 4.5 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
going on 5.
that's a good amount of time. I grew up kind of like with clean eating. Everybody played sports in my household, and then my nana, she was vegan and vegetarian. So I'm not hip to this stuff. Like I
Yeah.
grew up eating couscous, grew up eating tofu.
Okay.
Not me. This
It's
is
okay.
going to be 100% new for
Yeah.
me.
He's gonna get acclimated. No worries.
Like this is like before you left, like you were like since you were on the healthy tip, like you were like, yeah, let's go do lunch, and I'm like, all right, cool. When we pulling up the tropical smoothie, I'm like, okay, let's
Tropical
Tropical
smoothie
smoothie
is
good.
no, it's
and
great.
it's not even.
That's like entry level.
yeah.
Like
It's not even top tier.
Yeah.
Like they got whatever. I'm not even
I
gonna
mean,
get into that.
you put me on to Bahama Mamas. Anytime I go to tropical
yeah.
smoothie, Bahama
Yeah.
Mamas he hit every single time.
So today we have Marry Me Tofu. That's what it's called.
Mm.
So the cream base is coconut milk. Of course we have the pan fried tofu. So it should be a little crisp, but it was in the sauce. And then we did chickpeas, and then peppers, onions, garlic, etc., etc., etc.
Listen.
Oh, and vegan cheese. That's something I never had before.
Vegan cheese. What brand cheese did you get?
Better Goods.
That's not bad. They're not better goods are good. I mean, but if you're mixing it with things, but like if you're putting vegan cheese on something and you're like having an expectation for it to melt,
Yeah, no. I'm not ever gonna do that.
it's not 100% there yet. But
And then of course we have vegan bread,
Mhm.
or vegan French bread, I should
I'm gonna
say.
try the sauce first.
Oh yeah, we good, coach.
But I grew up on couscous. I love couscous. That's
Good
my
flavor.
It got a good kick to it. Texture. Okay.
Let's get into one of these.
You remember what you were gonna say?
What?
You don't remember what you was gonna say because you're eating.
This is your first time eating something vegan. What's your initial? Have you had tofu before?
I've tried it.
He tried tofu first with me, like a couple months ago.
You know,
From Whole Foods. It was alright.
I
They
think-
don't season for real.
I think with vegan food or just food in general, it has to be prepared right. This doesn't give. If she would have put this on the plate and said, "Hey,
Eat
this is
this.
dinner,"
Mhm.
or even if my mom would have said, "Hey, this is dinner," because she used to do this, I wouldn't. I wouldn't think that this was vegan. I would say, okay, this is a little on like the healthy side, but it's good because it's well seasoned,
Mm-hmm.
and I could eat this.
I think he
1000%.
was nervous about the coconut milk, but I've used coconut milk before. He just didn't know.
No,
I
this
was
is really
nervous about
good.
that cheese.
No, you season this like perfect. It has a great texture, aftertaste,
Great.
everything. It's really good.
So how is it with being vegan? Like how how do you like cook? Do you make majority of your meals? Like how hard is it to make all the meals? Like I know it's like for me, like sometimes I'm limited with my meals, like
Mhm.
my favorite go-to meals.
Yeah.
But like how is it with you with being vegan? Are you experimenting? Because if that's how you usually do
Yeah.
with just in general, or are you like having these solid meals that you have?
Honestly, the biggest thing with anyway, even if you're in a transition to go vegan, the biggest thing is just figuring out what your substitutes are. So like for me, as I began to, go into the vegan lifestyle, you begin to find your substitutes. Like if you want a steak, you might do like a portobello mushroom. And from that point, as long as you're able to match texture,
Hmm.
you can season things to make them taste like anything.
Yeah.
So like if you want like, do like fried chicken, you can do like a blue oyster mushrooms and fry those. Like there's multiple different ways to just make the texture right. And then it all comes down to just being able to season it. So for me, that was the toughest thing. Now there's a lot more vegan options. Like, I mean, I love jackfruit, so I'll make like a pulled pork sandwich, but it'll be like barbecue jackfruit.
You like jackfruit? I
Yeah,
haven't had a good, well prepared jackfruit yet.
yeah.
I've tried it. I really tried, but I couldn't do it.
Hmm.
Our dad made a jackfruit cheesesteak. It was actually pretty good. Also,
Oh
It
yeah.
was good. I just
yeah.
couldn't get. Okay, it was good, but the texture, I can't get down with it. It just wasn't
Hmm.
for me.
But it's really just figuring out, what things do you like that are just regular food, and then figuring out, okay, how can I make this version of it a vegan version of that? And that's kind of like what I've been able to do with my diet. But I mean, it's difficult from a protein perspective to get everything you need when you're in a vegan diet. So you have to eat like lentils, a lot of different beans, stuff like that.
I like lentils.
But they do have a lot of soy-based meats now too.
Mhm.
But I mean, you of course don't want to consume too much soy.
Yeah.
But yeah, but a lot of smoothies, juicing, things of that nature that kind of can just like supplement some small meals in between. But I feel great though.
This is
Oh, you still got not critique. You still got feedback.
this is good. Like I'm
Mhm.
not a big fan of couscous, but like this is good.
Why aren't you? Couscous is like top tier grain to me. Like
I
I don't
don't like
know.
the crumbleness of it. Like I like rice. I like sticky rice. And this is more like a grain almost like, but it does what it has to do. I think overall it has to be an experience. I feel like this is a good experience with the whole plate in general. Um Usually I take a minute to like actually give my
Yeah, you
idea
do.
or my thoughts on food, but like the flavor was there right away.
Yeah.
And I think that's number one important is, flavor, but also texture wise, everything texture is actually good as well, as we can see.
Another big thing with vegan food is it's going to make you feel very light too. Like
Yeah.
after you eat it, it's not going to feel like, oh, like I need to take a nap or like I feel heavy. It's going to make you feel light. And then I know once I went vegan, my energy level, like 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm up every day and I'm up and moving and I won't go to sleep until, 10, 11 at night. No naps, nothing. And my energy's high.
I noticed that because when you did switch, because when you switched from when we went from the outlets to the store, it was around the same time where you switched from vegan to
Yeah.
from regular meat eating to vegan. And when we were in the store, sometimes you're like, yo, I might go take a nap. Like, I've been going. Like, all
Mhm.
right, cool. But like when we got to the store, you would go all day.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was
1000%.
all day. Like you'd be like, yo, I gotta go do this, but I gotta drop the keys off to you. I'm
Mhm.
gonna be at your house at 7 a.m. I'm like,
Yeah.
7 a.m. He's like, yeah,
Mhm.
7 a.m. And then I hit you later on. You're like, all right, cool. And then it's like almost 10, 11. You like, all right, cool. I'm coming from New York. I'm
Mhm.
like it's a like I can tell that like when you did change over your diet, like things did change, like because your energy was different. Even though the energy was still like she said, like you seem light because you do seem light. Because
Yeah.
back then you were like it was like you were thinking at 1,000 miles per hour. Like you were thinking
It
about
wasn't even just that. It was like I don't know how to explain it. It's just like the energy, your skin.
Yeah.
Like I
wow,
don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
it's that sun.
You
You
look
getting
younger.
Yeah.
Like
Listen,
I don't know what
listen.
else
That's
to
just
say.
that's good genes kicking in at that point. But no, I think once you begin to really not even just take care of yourself on a physical level, but from a spiritual, mental level,
Mhm.
that those are things that can radiate too.
With you saying that, like, well, with what Aaliyah was saying about you looking light because you do again.
Hold on, pause. So I'm sorry. I noticed this 2 years ago, and you're still doing the same thing. When you talk to Jay, you be so serious.
Because this is the thing about Jay, right?
No. Wait, let
I
me finish.
Mhm.
You be so serious because Jay is serious. But Jay seems like a light, playful guy to me if you
he-
get him there.
Yeah.
So you have to match that. You are a teddy bear. Like you have to,
listen,
like just have that energy. It's okay.
listen. This
No, for real.
when I first met Jay, right?
I'm saying for real, change it up just a tad. It's okay. You wanna
No,
breathe?
it's actually. Do you want to know what is funny? It's because the first time he's about to talk about it. The first time that we met, like he was just so timid. He didn't even want to take his camera out.
Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah. Like he wasn't talking to anyone. He was just like
So
standing around. So like I kind of put pressure on him like,
oh, you be on your toes.
mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Now he's the energy in the room every time.
Isn't that so?
Babe, relax.
I'm relaxed.
I don't think you're that
I'm
relaxed.
relaxed. I'm chilling. I'm happy that I can have this conversation and I can hold on. Let me finish this bread real quick. Bread.
You burnt it.
Who?
Wanye burnt the bread.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
You said, babe, can you keep
Nobody
your
talks
nose
like
on?
that.
Yes, you do.
No, she definitely did tell you to keep your nose out for
But
it.
I'm
I
like,
did.
I'm
missed
trying to
it.
set up and like I'm trying to focus. Like,
And you know what? I was trying to be a good host, but you too. I don't know how y'all both missed it.
I
opened
admitted.
the door. I opened the door and I'm like, the bread. I smelled it as soon as I cracked the door because I was getting dressed. I
the,
don't understand.
the funny part was as soon as you said something about the bread, I just kept looking at my phone like I knew I should have said something.
I told her, I'm like,
Because
she's
y'all
about to kill
knew.
me. And
Mhm.
I heard the door. I said 3, 2.
So
What?
so instead of you going to go grab the bread,
No, I did.
No, he did.
you
he
said
did.
3,
He did.
2, oh.
As soon as I grabbed the bread, I was
Yeah.
like 3.
We can take joint fault on the bread
Yeah.
situation. I'll take joint fault on that.
Burning bread
I'm
is
sorry.
crazy.
But we breaking it, so it's okay.
Mhm.
How do you break bread without burning it?
What
But
do you
anyway,
talk?
so but no, like you were saying, like the reason why like there's different levels of people that I take serious. Um, from the jump, I've taken Jay serious because his what I seen, I haven't seen through other people besides maybe 2 or 3 other people in my lifetime. So when I see Jay and I talk to Jay or be around Jay, like I talk serious because it's just being around him puts me in that mode. Or even just
It look
like
like when you're around my dad, we
yes,
be having the same energy.
yes,
Okay.
Mhm.
it's that energy of the hustle mentality, but like being able to be, or I could say the underdog mentality, where it's just like, yeah, you may think that I'm small, you may think that I'm not able to do this, but like like he says, put me in a room,
Mhm.
it's over with. It's my room. And
Mhm.
and when people ask him, he'll say, "Put me in the room, and I'll control the room." So I've learned that from him. So like this is somebody that like I've looked at as a mentor, a big brother, like we talked about before. I don't talk to my big brother. This is my big
Mhm.
brother in creativity. Like he has
It's
put
okay.
me. Stop rubbing me. Say nah. But like nah, he's put me in like when I tell you he's put me in rooms. Matter of fact, this would not happen if it wasn't for him.
I mean, I know. I acknowledge that.
So
Crazy.
Because honestly, you probably don't, because I just feel like there was so much you had to do that around the time. Do you remember what you said to me about him? You probably don't. But I was
No,
like, I
but I
took it
need, I
seriously.
need,
I was
I
like,
need,
hmm.
I need the refresher on that though.
So I don't know what event it was. It was another event. We were at Avenue Black. Well, that's only every time I saw you at Avenue Black.
Mhm.
What were you doing? Were we
Was it-
shooting? Oh, I think we were at the Christmas shoot something. I
was it
don't know.
Wanyeezy Wednesday?
It might have been Wanyeezy Wednesday. And I think I was sitting down. No, I remember. It was not a networking event, but there was some other company that came to Avenue Black and they did like they were doing credit repair. There was a lady there.
Oh
and
yeah. That was
there
a
was
Kenyatta.
somebody
Yeah,
else.
Yeah. I got you.
And it was like the end of it or something like that. And he was like, no matter what,
Mhm.
keep your foot on his neck. And I was like,
That's something I would say.
because I feel like,
Yeah.
because I never talked to you like that.
Mhm.
So when you said, I was like, oh, he's serious. I said it
Oh,
in my
yeah.
head, and I was just standing there. I was like, okay, and that was it.
No.
And then you walked away.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing for me is like, one, I know I saw his potential before he kind of saw it within himself,
Me
but
too.
I also understand the role that people play who are in your inner circle. I'm very big on, you're an average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yeah.
And I know in that interaction, for me, it was like he needs someone that's going to hold him accountable on a daily basis, like someone that's going to hold him to a standard. And I think that's kind of what he was missing prior to coming into Avenue Black, because he was trying to figure some things out, and then when you came into his life, it's like that's another person that's going to hold him accountable and hold him to a standard and not let him fall below that threshold. And I saw that in you the moment that I saw you. So it wasn't like I had to know you. I can just tell by your energy and your aura that you're somebody who, because he spoke very highly of you.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
Wow.
Did.
very much so.
Wow.
Told
Thanks.
you. I told
So
you.
when I saw you, it was like, for me, this is my most important thing was making sure that he's always good. Like, I didn't meet you, I didn't know you, but if you're going to be in his life, you need to be a person who's going to push him to get to the next level. And I feel like you've done that and so much more. And I can attest to seeing it in real time. Like his growth is just a testament to what you invested in him too. So that's a real big thing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I be needing to hear that. What?
Yeah. But y'all do that for each other though. Like and I think that's the beauty of partnership, is where like when you really find that person who is going to push you in a controlled manner, not in a forceful manner, and being able to elevate that way together collectively, I think that's something that's just truly amazing to see. And I think in my own life, I think that's things that I kind of like miss right now, because I don't have that person that's really like
Yeah, I was
running
about to
beside me
ask.
right now. You know what I mean? I had some situations that had transpired. I wasn't perfect. I learned a lot, worked on my communication, went to therapy for 9 months. And me, it was just unpacking all that trauma that happened within my life, not even just in the last 2.5 years, which is enough trauma for most people's lifetime.
When did you first go to therapy?
So when COVID hit, I actually was in therapy during COVID. That was prior to opening Avenue Black.
Okay.
But I only did about a 3-month stint because my insurance from my job lapsed once I decided to leave. So I wasn't really able to get anything as far as like insurance towards that. And then when did I go back to therapy? I went back to therapy the top of 2025. So a year ago, last January. The reason why I went was because when I first moved to Arizona, my first 3 days there, I started at working at a tech company. Went into work for like 3 days, did some training, and then I ended up getting in a car accident. I was in the back of an
That
Uber.
was the first few days.
That was my first. That was my first. It was within the first 2 weeks. So like I moved August 14th. I started on the 15th, my new job, did 3 days of training, and then I was off for a few days, and then I went back for 1 day, and then I got in an accident the day after that. I was in one of my somebody I knew played for the Phoenix Mercury. I went to one of the games and literally got in an Uber on my way home. Was changing a song on my phone, and we got T-boned by another Uber. So I was in the back of a Honda Fit, super small car, and then another Uber driver ran a red light and T-boned us. So I got hit. I didn't even like, I was looking at a song on my phone and we just got hit. So we got hit. I smacked my head on the front headrest because it's a small car. And then my door wouldn't open. So I had to take my seatbelt off, go through the front of the car, unlock it. Driver was knocked out. And then I basically went over and like FaceTimed my sister. And then she saw like I had this hematoma. It was like the size of like probably a little bit smaller than this cup. And it was like a big, huge lump of blood on my forehead. So I got rushed to the ER. I was there for about 10 hours. They didn't clean any of my cuts, nothing. They ran a bunch of tests, said they didn't do concussion protocol, nothing. Sent me home. And then I was on bed rest for I was on bed rest for 10 weeks in total, but I was literally not getting up, sitting in bed all day for about 6.5 weeks. Didn't go back to work. Mind you, I just started a new job.
Didn't you move out there with somebody?
So originally, I moved out there with my ex, which was we moved her out there in May, but I was finishing up a contract in New York. So I came back to Jersey. And then I went back in June. I go back end of June, I went back and we were like butting heads like crazy. And we were just like, yo, this is not going to work. So I went back home for a month, came here. And then I moved and got my own spot. That's when I moved in August. And then got in a car accident, was on bed rest for 10 weeks. I couldn't go to work and I had to pay all my hospital bills out of pocket because I didn't have health insurance. So if I didn't pay my out-of-pocket expenses to get treatment, then I basically wouldn't have a valid lawsuit because they would say that, hey, you're fine, you didn't need to get treatment. But I had to pay all that out of pocket without working a job, and I just moved there. And being on bed rest for X amount of time and out of work. So that whole transition for me, like I honestly, in that season of my life, like I honestly was contemplating committing suicide. Like that's where I was at after coming out of the situation with Avenue Black, being in debt 1.2 million, like, and then moving out there and having that happen for me was just like, yo, what else do I really have to, what else do I really have to look forward to at this point?
So do you think that was in that point of your life, do you think that was like um a transition, like almost like an awakening for your life? Like, was that like the moment in your life where it's just like, did you feel, even though you felt like what's the point of me being here?
Yeah.
But like, do you feel like once you got past that, where do I go from here?
I think, I think that was the most troubling part for me. It's just like not knowing where to go or not knowing where to start because I'm in a new city. I don't know it. Literally, I know no one that lives in Arizona. And like, I don't have connections when it comes to like the creative realm. Like I'm not getting bookings out there. Like I don't know anyone. All I know is my job that I have and my apartment. Anything else outside of that, I don't know anyone. So for me, I had to like retrain my brain again to just get back into a routine. So that's like me forcing myself to wake up at 6 a.m. again and going straight to the gym. Like, and getting back into that type of routine, because for me, the gym isn't somewhere where I go like, oh, I just want to go there, lift weights and get husky.
You go there and release.
Yeah, but also like for me, from a mental standpoint, that's the one obstacle in my day that I know I have full control over. Like I can literally wake up every day. If I go to the gym, I know I can start the day off with a win. Regardless of how everything else goes, I can use that win in the morning as momentum for the rest of my day. So after being on bed rest for a while, I started waking up, getting in the gym. I had to do vestibular therapy because my brain wasn't working right with my eyes. So my eyes were delayed. So like if I decided like to tell myself to look left, it would delay like 1 or 2 seconds and then my eyes would finally move. So I had to do vestibular therapy, which is basically I have to retrain my eyes to focus on certain objects and things so that it can move fluently. And then just like the physical part of like, I had a bunch of allergic reactions to the medicine that they gave me. So I had a bunch of white pus balls like all over my face, on different parts of my body, just because I was allergic to the medicine that they gave me. So dealing with that too, where I don't even really want to look at myself in the mirror, like that's really why like I kind of hit my last straw with, and I thought about moving back home. Like I was like, yo, maybe Arizona.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah, I was like, maybe Arizona is not the best fit for me right now. But on the flip side of that, I also didn't want to like quit.
Yeah.
And that was
That's
the thing
good
that
you didn't want to quit.
Yeah.
That's good that you didn't want to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this during that time. because okay, so I am a zodiac person.
Mhm.
I know you're a Virgo. I am. Why are you sighing?
I told you was a Virgo.
Anyway,
Mhm.
Wanye attracts a lot of Virgos actually,
Yeah.
and that's how I knew you were a Virgo because I was like, what is Jay? And then so is Keith and Cree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all are.
So anyway, um, I know when it comes to you guys because I have a few in my family. Y'all, I don't want to say y'all like being perfect, but y'all like being on point.
Mhm.
That's what it seems like to me.
Huh.
Y'all like being on point, and so it's like with all these things going back to back to back to back. Honestly, during that time, I thought you were gonna come back.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe he'll come back
Mhm.
because of things that are happening. And then he had also told me that you weren't with your ex anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe he'll come back only because Wanye was struggling. Are you gonna open
No.
up?
Oh
No,
yeah.
wait,
No.
no. Let me
Yeah.
finish. Let me
Nah.
finish.
Go
Let
ahead.
me finish. Because I'm giving my point of view of this because I appreciate you venting, you telling me, but
Now you dry snitching.
I'm not dry
I'm
snitching.
playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
You gotta open up about this.
Yeah.
I feel like, but I just
This is good for real, man.
Don't change the subject.
during that time, I felt like it was a lot going on. Period, in the atmosphere of his world,
Yeah.
and I just remember saying like, you never know what he has going on out there. Like I don't want to say Wanye was a straw. I'm not coming at your neck. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to help you be vulnerable because I know you're not going to be. But stop me if you feel uncomfortable.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
anyway, there was just a lot because what month was that? When did you move?
I moved her out there in May of 2024.
But you came. You said August 2024, right?
Yeah, August I came officially and moved out there by myself.
So I'll say this before you go.
Okay.
This is how I knew things were like official and he was really leaving, because
Okay.
he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I got some stuff for sale." He sold me the lights. He sold me the computer,
The Mac Mini and
the
the
Mac Mini,
Xbox.
and the Xbox. I'm like, "Yo, this is for real. Like
Yeah.
this is
Right.
like this is like it's done. Like this is done." And I'm like, "Damn, I don't know who to look to now, because just like
Yeah.
he's about to be gone out in Arizona, and I ain't making out to Arizona anytime soon."
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So around that time, that's when the communication in our relationship got rough.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never talked about this because I was trying to figure it out, but I think I just figured it out. I feel like the communication in our relationship, it got rough. It got really rough. And I'm like, what is the problem? And that was also around the time I was putting pressure on Wanye to be like, are you living with me or am I
Right.
moving?
Right.
Because if I move, I'm going back to Atlanta.
Right.
I'm not staying here. Well, that wasn't the plan for me because I just felt like with culinary and whatever else I had going on at that time, it
Yeah.
just
Wasn't aligned.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was like more pressure on him. I think that's around the time you started working.
Start subbing.
Yep. You
Yeah.
started subbing at us.
No, look,
I'm sorry,
actually,
at a school. I'm not gonna say
it was when it was the year that I was about to start my photography program.
Right. Yes. He started a photography program at the school he was subbing at, and he got real comfortable, like real comfortable to like an unhealthy type of uncomfortable. And I remember it was like a breaking point, probably I think like during the winter time or something
Yeah.
like that, like during winter break or like maybe the top of 2025, where he was just like, I don't understand why he left. I remember that. And I was like, who? He was like, Jay. He said, people keep leaving. I said, what are you talking about? Do you remember that conversation?
I have an idea. It was
Because
at
there
the
was a couple
end.
conversations.
It was at the end of 2024,
Yeah.
because I was working on like different projects, and
And you were trying.
I was trying, and I was just like because it was a project and it was inspired by Jay, and
Which
I'm like,
one?
Me Time, and it was me,
Oh,
Jade, and
okay.
Anthony,
Mm.
and it was on my mind. I'm like, why did he dip like that? Like, I was distraught because it's just like, you just went ghost.
I feel like you couldn't find your why.
Yeah. And it was like, it's because you had went ghost, and I didn't understand the seriousness of what was going on. Like, I knew Avenue Black was closing, but I didn't know it was.
Like the caliber.
I didn't know the caliber of it. Like, I thought it was just
And I
like,
feel like I was trying, and I didn't know you like that, so I was trying to explain it.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, he's older than you, like, and not just by a couple of years. Like, he's been a well adult before you, and I'm sure there's been so many things, of course, of what you told me, and then I did look you up when I first met you.
Yeah.
Of so many
me up too, it's
things.
okay.
I look everybody up. So many things that's happened within his life. He told me your story. That's how I know your story of with Urbane. As well as it was just so many things happening back to back, because it wasn't just a momentum. Like, if it's momentum for you, it's momentum for the people on your team.
Without
And
a
you
doubt.
was on his team,
Yeah.
and you had momentum going as well. So I'm just saying that to say there was so much that was going on with Jay, and just give him grace for it, because I feel like back then, and you're not the only one,
Yeah.
but you got to give people grace for the things that they're, I don't want to say going through, but getting through.
You know, I actually did finally give you grace after we actually had a talk. Like, I had to, I sent you a text, and I forget what I said, but like, it was kind of like a release. And then after that, I kind of like moved on, not moved on, but I just like, I let you do let you figure out what you had to figure out. Um, but now I give you a lot more grace because of the simple fact that what you were doing, like, you had yourself, you had your girl at the time, you had the team, you had Avenue Black and Urbane, you had
His family.
your family, you had Aces, you had all the other projects you were doing, and you had Rent. And I'm like, bro, like, wow, like, you're doing a lot. Like, he's doing a lot. Like, you're doing flex, secret shopping. I'm like, bro, he's doing a lot. But then I finally moved here, and I'm like, I see why he was doing all that.
Yeah.
Because it was necessary, because of the simple fact that, like, I gotta get this done. Like, I gotta get this done. And
This was both of our first time being out the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we moved out
yeah,
first. Like, I never lived with nobody else except for in college. I had a roommate, but together, he didn't
As an adult, it's
yeah,
different.
no, just period. I mean, I don't count my siblings and all that. I don't count that, but he's, been with his mom his whole life. I've been with my parents my whole life. So then also we both didn't understand what it was like paying the rent, but I mean, I don't pay the rent. He pays the rent.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like once you got in the thick of it, that's when you was like, okay, I get it. Or not even I get it. I'm not gonna say that, because you can't walk in nobody's shoes.
right, yeah.
But this is what this is.
Yeah.
So I was just acknowledging, but
I do think that, like, I spent a lot of time reflecting on that part of my life, right? Like, so for me, it was like, it was just a tough situation. Like, I feel as though, and this is just my opinion, I'm very, very subjectively, I feel like I carried a lot of the weight of South Jersey in Avenue Black. Not even just me, like, just me as a person, me trying to do things. Like, I was really trying to push the envelope forward. So for me, like, having to transition to even closing Avenue Black and having to make that decision, like, I think that was the first time in my life where I actually had to be selfish, because I gave so much. Like, my cup was completely empty at that point. I had nothing left to give. Like, and then, in that instance, it's like, I don't have anywhere to turn. Like, I don't have someone that I can call and be like, yo, I'm in this situation. What should I do to get out? Like, as much as I looked at, my business partner as a mentor, like, I had to become the person that I needed in that moment.
Yeah.
And I think that was what was so difficult for me because I wanted to lean into other people. Like,
Yeah.
I just know that there weren't enough people in a position to where I could receive the help that I needed on that type of scale. And I sat with the decision for about 3 months. Like, I really tried to like grind it out. Like, I was paying everything out of pocket. I had a business loan, paid that out of my own pocket because I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go drive Amazon Flex. Then I'll be at the store for 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is. And then I'm right back at it, still building the website, still doing the marketing, still trying to sell stuff, product wise, doing photo shoots, like all that stuff. And I really honestly just got to a point where like, this is not how I want to live the rest of my life.
And were you in a relationship that during that
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
How long were you in your relationship?
3 years, 3.5
They
years.
They started a little bit before us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me that.
'Cause I
And in
remember.
that, and even in that regard, like in that relationship, like my partner was a great person, like, but I just think how we operate and how we move was just definitely different. Like the amount of weight that I carried at Avenue Black and that aspect of like the business world, in the relationship, I carried a lot of that weight too, from the financial standpoint. You know what I mean? And that's nothing against her. Like she was in a season of her life where she had to figure her life out. And my goal was to give the grace and time to be able to do that. So I was constantly in overdrive. So like when you talk about you seeing me and I'm like heavy, it's because I'm not only carrying Avenue Black and making sure that's running, but I got to make sure that everything is taken care of at home too.
Me saying that, I'm an observer. I observe everything, especially a room, I'll say.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that like I felt like shunned or anything or any type of way,
Yeah.
but sometimes you just look at somebody and you're like, oh, they don't have time to talk right now.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like you can just see it and then you just keep it pushing. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So
And my thing is if I didn't have that type of tunnel vision, Avenue Black would have caved way earlier.
yeah.
Because like, you
Yeah.
got to think, man, we went from the outlets where
Store.
most people don't know that mall management was giving us so much pushback on everything that we did. They tried to restructure our lease to where we have to get an approval 30 days out to do one event. So every event has to be approved 30 days out.
And you're doing
Wow.
3-4 events in a week.
Right. So like even in that, and mind you, we signed a lease on the second space right next door that was just an event space. So we're paying $3,500 to $4,000 a month in rent, and we're operating at 60% of our business model. Like, and then, from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, y'all were at the Gloucester outlets. Oh, y'all couldn't afford to stay there, so y'all had to leave. Like, no, it wasn't a matter of we couldn't afford to be there. We could well afford to be there. But the issue was we couldn't execute the entire vision. So we had to go in and make a decision to try to pivot. And the pivot was the Deptford retail store. And then we're in Deptford for a year. When it comes time to renegotiate the lease, Foot Locker wants to expand their store. So they're trying to up our rent.
Which they never expanded.
Right. Well, no, Foot Locker did end up taking over that space.
They did?
Yeah, after another store was in there for like 6 to 7 months, but they were trying to up our rent there. So that's when we had to transition to Turnersville. And it was just like, you got to think, 3 locations in 3 years. We're talking build outs. We're talking the amount of money to just even be up and running as a business. Like, yeah, we took on a lot in that short period of time and constantly have to pivot. And in the midst of that, I'm in a relationship. So the relationship is catching some of that toll as well.
I'm just thinking of it from her point of view.
I remember
and I'm just like.
But she was also a person who was very spiritual. And you talk about making decisions with discernment and understanding like who is in your circle and who's not.
Yeah.
Like she gave me the warning signs of that situation. Like I didn't want to sign the lease in Turnersville. My heart told me, yo, this is not what I want to do. I don't want to commit to that. But I committed to a $15,000 a month rent in Turnersville. I committed to another $3,500 on the other space that we had in Turnersville. Like that was $840,000 worth of commercial leases in 7.5 years that I personally guaranteed, that I put under my name. Like it wasn't under his name. It was under my personal profile.
Hearing this, do you understand the caliber of even you just being a pocket of Avenue Black of pushing Wanyeezy Wednesday?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you still kind of do, but I'm trying. You still kind of downplay Wanyeezy Wednesday And I'm not saying that your event was like even the biggest event, but it was just more so like I understand taking creativity personally, but I feel like you were taking it too personally. Do you remember the last Wanyeezy Wednesday?
Yeah,
It was
the
a
last yeah,
very stressful.
yeah, last Wanyeezy Wednesday, it was just like
We got in an argument the last Wanyeezy Wednesday, right before the event.
Yeah.
we did.
But I think you were just I think the concept was phenomenal. Like I think for you it was just staying in it long enough to see it through.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
think you kind of got frustrated because I think we had a conversation after the second one, and you were
Yeah.
like, yeah, the second one, the turnout wasn't as good as the first
Right.
one.
Yeah.
And we had conversations about like, it doesn't matter how many people show up. It's about what's the impact, what's the experience that they have when they're there,
Right.
Right.
because consistency is going to breed retention.
Right.
And if you don't lean into consistency and you don't show up for your people, how do you expect them to show up for you?
Right.
And those were parts of like the conversations that we had.
Yeah,
And I
you
think
did
you were
that.
kind of just like a little discouraged after the second one, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
you were like, I'm gonna do another one. And then you kind of were still on the fence, like, I don't know if this is, it's not what the first one was.
Yeah.
But you can relay that to similar to like Bryson Tiller's first album. Like,
You
is
really
he
love Bryson Tiller.
is he ever I do. Is he ever really gonna beat Trap Soul? Subjectively, probably not. But the goal shouldn't be to beat that. The
Right.
goal should be, I'm just gonna show up and I'm gonna be very intentional and I'm gonna maximize this moment that I have with the people who are in the room. And as you continue to do that from a consistent basis,
It's also at
that's
the
where
end
you
of the
build that.
day, you're still you.
Yeah.
Like because there was, and listen, I'm not tied into this, y'all. Like I'm a lady as me. There was so many people coming to me. I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah.
You know Charles J. I'm like, whoa, first of all, calm down. Like, why are you talking to me? I don't know you like that, and you don't know him like that's exactly what I was saying. Like, you don't know him like that.
Yeah.
Asking me questions about Avenue Black and then being like, oh, you think they fell off? I said they didn't fall off and do nothing. He moved and now he has this, and that. And it's like, I'm just saying that to say, you're still you.
Yeah.
You're still Charles J.
Without a doubt.
And you were building up at that time, but even more now, you're still W&R Productions. So I'm just making the point of that. Like there were like, and I'm just speaking from my point of view, being a girlfriend of an affiliate. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot of, I don't want to say pressure. It wasn't pressure, but it was a lot of give me a
Standard
word.
was high.
No, not even the standards. See, that's what I'm talking about.
High
Like
expectation?
no, it was just not pressure. What's the word? It was just a lot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It was a lot. And for the past probably year, I've been trying to get him to see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And this is the bigger picture.
So I'll say this. Like
Wait, do you hear what I just said?
No, I do hear you.
Okay.
I'm listening and I understand because I didn't understand the caliber that I was put on. Like we had moved into the
Wait, pause you. Do you understand the caliber Jay is in?
Yes, I do.
Even in that season.
I do.
Okay.
Well, let me make sure I do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of times it's not just this situation,
Yeah.
but don't underestimate your capabilities within your name.
Yeah.
Right.
Or even just the God within you. If you want to take it there, the God within you, don't underestimate that. And I feel like you were underestimating that. I'm not going to speak for you and say you were underestimating that, but I'm glad that you never gave up on it. You know what I'm saying? And I even saw that miles away. Seeing just keeping up. You're like, he's still doing what he's doing. Despite, and my thing is, if I'm hearing if people are coming up to me talking about Charles J, I'm like, oh, I know he's going through whatever this, that, and the third while going through whatever he's going through.
And I think for me, that transition was just so tough because I had to go from and because I was hearing that every day and I was seeing it every day. It was like going through that experience that we went through, you know what I mean? And this is something that I always make a point of because after going through therapy, I'm able to reflect and just understand that people have to make the decisions that are best for them, right? So as far as like my business partner, mentor, the role that he played in my life, like at that point that we were at a crossroad.
What's the vibe, folks? It's your boy Wanyeezy, and it's 2026, but here's the important message for 2026 and beyond. Beyond. What are you doing to make your brand be seen by your audience? No matter if you're an artist, no matter if you're a business or an actual brand, what are you doing to be seen? Are you telling a story that people could buy into? If not, that's where I come in. I specialize in storytelling as well as generating results and views, no matter if it's photo or video. We're going to sit and figure out what needs to be done and what needs to be executed in order to be seen by the most of your followers and more. W&R Productions is where it's at.
In that season where I had to transition out of Avenue Black, filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy, was in debt 1.2 million. What a lot of people don't know is I had to go get a regular job, but a regular job that didn't pay a lot, because if I got paid too much, they would move me to a Chapter 11 where I would have to pay all the debt back. So I got a job at Trader Joe's in Cherry Hill. Was working there 30, 35 hours a week, making like 13, 14, 15 dollars an hour, I forget what it was. But every day I was on shift at Trader Joe's, I would see somebody that I knew. And they would walk in and I would just get hit with a look like, why are you here? Like, what is going on? But as I went through therapy and I began to look at that was me just projecting how I felt about myself in those moments. So like looking at that every day and being faced with that every day, like I got to a point where like, I can't do that anymore. Because I'm basically looking at my failures in the mirror every single day I go to work.
My point of saying that was, and bringing in other people, was that this shit was big. And it shouldn't be underestimated. That was my point of bringing that up, because as soon as I stepped into Avenue Black, coming to helping Wanyeezy Wednesday, etc., it was voices from there, and it still is, and it is. So it's like, that's my point. My point of that period was to give him grace, but then also look at the entire situation. And the fact that he didn't give up is a lot. But then the fact that you kind of went and reflected even just the emotions of what he had going on in 2024 for you in 2025 should have been a big learning experience for you.
It was, and it has, and it is. Because it is that whole situation that happened last year, and me learning how to, like, now that I look at it, it's just like with you having the accident, that wasn't a physical turning point for you. It was a spiritual turning point for you.
1000%.
Like, it was to test your spirit. And then for me, for me to lose my job as a teacher, that was like a turning point for me. But then 2 weeks into me moving, I lose my job. The means of me making money to pay for this place, and I lose it all. And I still have W&R Productions, but like, I'm more focused on just making money. So I wasn't focused on W&R Productions. I wasn't making any money. I was making maybe a shoot here and there, but I'm like, I don't know which way to go. Like, I don't know who to turn to. Like, I don't know. I can't go back to my mom and say, hey, this ain't working out. I can't go to anybody else. So she was the only one that was here this whole time. Like, yo, just keep going. And then I'm hitting you up, but I'm like, I'm respecting your space because you're going through what you have to go through because you're in the new space as well. And I'm like, I got to figure it out. And then when I hit these people back up, when I hit Jay back up, I'm going to let him know, like, this is the things that happen, and this is how I'm getting through it through you, because I was learning a lot from you. Although you were going through what you were going through, I was just paying attention to everything. Just how you talk to people, how you move around, just like in general. Even if you're tired, you still going to have a conversation with somebody because you never know if that conversation is going to lead to something in the future. But yeah.
So do you feel like,
Who you directing this question to?
Jay, but I'm sorry. Do you feel like your intimate relationships or ship, how long have you been an entrepreneur, actually?
I took I started in 2015 after I graduated school, but like I got my LLC, everything, but officially like full-time was COVID. That's when I decided not to go back to my job. And that's when we opened Avenue. I quit my job in March of 2020, and we opened Avenue Black November of 2020.
Okay. So do you feel like your and if you can divulge into it, but do you feel like your intimate relationships or relationship, however many it was,
Yeah.
hindered you when you were starting to like really pursue all your entrepreneurships? Like, do you feel like, I guess they were stopping you in a way?
I felt like it was a mix of both sides. I feel like there was resistance in certain levels of support that I feel like I needed,
Mhm.
that, I communicated.
Mhm.
But on the other side of it too, it's like I probably wouldn't have made it through some of those seasons without being with that person either. Like there's always a give and take in any situation.
Mhm.
Where I needed support, like the maximum support, I didn't receive that in the midst of like somebody physically showing up, to events or like things that I was doing. Like, but her like support mentally, like at home, was there. But the other part was the part that was missing. And over time, like having to support, you know, the home, having to support, get, everything done with Avenue Black financially, mentally, physically, all that stuff. Like I got to a point where once I transitioned out of Avenue Black and I had to go through the bankruptcy situation, like how I operated day to day was a complete 180 of how I was operating as a human being prior to that.
Mhm.
Like, and there was a level of support that I needed because the roles kind of reversed. Like she was in a position where she was just better off than I was at the time. Like, but we worked towards that. Like that's what we worked towards. We were working to get her in a position to where she is comfortable and she can elevate and sustain. Like
But
that was
what
the
I
goal.
don't get is because you kind of said that earlier, how me as a girlfriend, because I'm not a wife yet, but how are you? This is kind of rhetorical, but I don't get how you can be in a better situation when your partner's not. I don't get that.
I mean, I think it
And you
depends
said she's
on
spiritual
I think
too.
it depends on what lens that you're looking at though. Like
Okay.
I could be talking strictly financial, where like
Right.
I was, paying everything plus taking care of Avenue Black on top of that. So it wasn't just like I was paying the bills at the house, but I'm also paying everything for Avenue Black too. Cause like
Mhm.
the partnership that I had at Avenue Black wasn't necessarily participating as much as they should have from the financial side. Like
Yeah.
I took on 90% of the burden on that. In the relationship at home financially, I took on 100% of that burden, right? So for me, it's like, I'm not like a person that's going to be like, yo, we need to go 50-50. Like, that's not the type of person I am. Like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to figure it out. But like, I'm also a person now in the space that I'm in where like, I'm willing to accept help. Like, if you're just like, if somebody's like, hey,
Oh, so you feel like
yeah,
you didn't accept help? Like if, like I'm saying, because I mean, I don't. I mean, I guess I don't take okay, I'm like 90%
yeah,
here. But like Wanyee's 90%, I'm 10.
yeah,
But my thing is if I see, or not even see, if the communication is there to where I see that
mhm.
you may need my help or something like something I can give is gonna help tremendously. Did she give that and you were like, no, no, thank you.
No,
Or
I mean, in the season she was in, she was not able to. And
no.
that's the reason why I was just like, you know what? I'm cool. I'll take the full burden of that. Like I'm a man. That's what I'm supposed to do,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
like, and there was things early on in our relationship where like, and these are things that I had to become better at was like my discernment in certain decisions. Like there were quote unquote red flags in the relationship early on.
Mhm.
Should I have embarked necessarily past those? Probably not. You know what I mean? And when you look back in retrospect, you can always pinpoint somewhere where I was like, yeah, that didn't align with who I am, what I do.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But like even with Avenue Black, the universe is going to come back full circle. And when you
Yeah.
get to a point where you have ignored the universe long enough,
Mhm.
it's going to explode.
Yeah.
And I had that happen with Avenue Black. I had that happen with my previous relationship when I moved to Arizona. That's when the full 180 pretty much changed. Everything changed. Is
Mhm.
when we moved. Like I was in a position where I didn't really have a job. I was working on some contracts like here and there, but like it wasn't a point where like, my partner was paying all the bills. That was a point where like, yo, we have to transition 50-50 because I can't afford to support that.
Yeah.
But then how you're getting treated potentially in the relationship because your dynamic has changed, and it was me projecting a lot of that onto myself. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when you feel like as a man, you're not at your best, you begin to project that onto your partner.
That is 100% true.
Yeah.
That with speaking from that side of things, like when we first moved in, I told her, I'm like, I got it. Like, I'm gonna take care of
Yeah.
it. But then it came to
Hayden,
what did I say
you
then?
want to reiterate? Before we moved, I asked you. I said, "So are you doing?" Or because for me, it was kind of a right answer.
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you paying majority of this, and then I just got this and that, or are you not?" Because if the answer was he wasn't, I honestly probably wasn't gonna move
Right.
him. And he said, I am, I will. I'm reiterating what actually happened because I had to ask you, and that's important. So go ahead.
So in that time period, like we were transitioning, and we talked about this before. I was not thinking like a man or like the quote unquote man is supposed to think like, all right, I'm telling you, I'm gonna take care of this for this and that. Like I
Okay.
just you had to ask me for things. You had to ask me, you had to be reassured. You had to ask for reassurance instead of me just reassuring you.
Being that we moved less than a year ago, I had to ask for reassurance probably up to probably 3 months ago.
And that's okay.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just
That
being
that's
transparent.
that's okay for you to say because I was in a transitional period where it's just like this is real. And if
Yeah, you
you
were.
aren't putting in the work, Wanye,
Hmm.
this is going to be real bad.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be in the position that you're in. You're going to lose a lead. You're going to lose your place. You're going to lose a lot of things. So like either you man up and take the responsibility and take the accountability for your actions, or you're just going to continue to lose. Like you're telling me like you just can't sit on the same thing and keep on harping on it. I'm paraphrasing, but like that's what I was doing until it's just like, you know what? I gotta turn this shit around because if I don't, it's just I'm gonna be stuck in the same spot.
Hmm.
So for me to not say those things all the way in the beginning, it was because I wasn't truly mentally ready. Like we talked about it before. I wasn't truly mentally ready to go. And maybe that's a bad thing where I wasn't truly mentally ready
Mm.
until maybe 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But looking back, I think with me basically getting a crash course into real life has made me think better, has made me work harder, has made me work stronger and put whatever I need, which is kind of toxic, put what put the BS aside and focus on what really is controllable. Like I
Who's
can't
toxic?
just like putting how I feel about certain things. So put my emotions about me losing my job and keeping it in my mind all day, every day.
That depends on your beliefs. You gotta fake it till you make it.
I mean, I think,
Cry strong, not long.
yeah, I think too, man. I think it's a matter of reflecting and understanding who you are as a person. Like
Mm,
for me, like the only reason I was able to dig so deep and figure out, why, what is not only like what is my thought process, but why is the reason why I think like this, was me going to therapy. Like we went through my first couple weeks of therapy. We went through just the introductory stage, me explaining myself, my story, how things have impacted my life. And the first thing that my therapist said was, "Have you ever heard of the drama dynamic?" And I was like, "I have no idea what that is." So the drama dynamic is basically there are three roles that can be played in any type of relationship. It's the rescuer, persecutor, and the victim.
Okay.
So what happens in the drama dynamic is you kind of bounce between all three roles.
Mhm.
And me growing up, my mom used to live in the drama dynamic. Like that means that there's always drama somewhere around you, right?
Yeah.
She would play the rescuer because she would try to do everything that she could for us, even if it was overextending herself, right?
Mhm.
Then, if we decided to not do something that she requested of us, she would turn into a persecutor.
Mhm.
She would persecute us, saying that, "Oh, I did this for you. Why can't you go and do this for me?" And then, when we have a rebuttal or we have some type of feedback, she turns into the victim. "Well, how could you do this to me?" Like that was the whole dynamic of me growing
That's
up.
crazy.
Mhm.
And then that showed in my adult life because I constantly played the rescuer for everyone.
Yeah.
Like I constantly wanted to save people because not only was that like a role that I played, but that was me, how I saw my own validation within myself, was me being able to help people. Because if I can help you, it's going to make me feel better about myself selfishly if that's how I looked at it, right?
Mhm.
So that drama dynamic played out in every single scenario that I've had in the last 3 years. Avenue Black, drama dynamic. Me and the business partner, oh, I did all of this, you didn't do this. I would persecute him for that.
Mhm.
And then I would go and play the victim like, well, I can't be the only one that's doing everything. Like that was a dynamic that I was in.
Yeah.
Then I took that into my intimate relationship to where that's how our communication was flawed because we would go through the drama dynamic. And then now that I know what the drama dynamic is, I know when I'm in it, I know what role I'm playing, what role I could potentially be playing. It allows me to remove myself from it. So like, I'm really just saying that just to tie back in the idea of like you going through those seasons in your life, but being able to reflect and understand what those seasons were and why they were that way. That's what's going to project you into the person that you're looking to become.
Mhm.
Right. And I'm a huge person that is to believe, hey, what you want to attract, you have to become what you want to attract. And I think that's what's extremely important is, you know, you went through those seasons because you had to become a stronger person because she's that person. You guys have attracted each other. And there's going to be seasons where there's going to be a little bit of an imbalance.
Right.
But your goal is to find back to the middle point so that you both can grow at the level that you need to. And that's why for me, like now looking into like relationships and dating and things of that nature, like a big thing for me is like reciprocity, it's energy, those things. Like if I'm not, I want people to meet me where I am.
Mhm.
My therapist told me was like, hey, I'm going to give you this advice. You're probably not going to like it. But he was like, you have to actually date people that like you. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, what do you mean? Like date people that like me? Like I wouldn't be in a relationship with someone that didn't like me. But then when I actually went back and thought about it, like in a lot of the two relationships I was in that 10-year span, right? Because I was in a relationship, was single for a little while, and then 3.5 years again, long-term relationship, right?
Mhm.
Those people didn't really like me for who I am at my core. It was like I love bomb from the beginning because then I was able to like, you know, play the rescuer role. Like
Yeah.
she wasn't really in a great position when I first met her, but the goal was like, you know, I enjoy her as a person. So let me, you know, focus on the elevation of that. And that
Yeah.
kind of curated what the relationship looked like. But then the moment something changed in the relationship, I began to see like,
That's why I said what I said because, and I know, you know, all y'all girlies, y'all might not agree with this, but this is why I asked what I asked you because it's not about the monetary perspective.
Yeah.
It's about if you just want to. Like, I have always set well, not even always. When I got into this relationship and I saw how serious it was, I started to really set myself up to be good for myself, but great for him.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not going to tell you, you don't need to know all that. Just know that I'm here.
Yeah.
And even if it's just in a monetary perspective, I have cushion. Even if I see that you need something like if you're even just used to having a meal on the table because you're coming from living with your mom,
Yeah.
like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you said your ex, she wasn't quite in the position. I know y'all not gonna agree with this, but as a woman, you're always in the position if you really like your person.
Yeah.
Period. And maybe that's just because of how I grew up seeing my mom. Maybe so. I mean, I'm not saying like even like me and my mom, we didn't have the best relationship growing up. It's way better now. But even through everything with my siblings and whatever arguments I've witnessed, my mom has always been that cushion physically, mentally, emotionally. Um, I would say monetarily, even though my dad, it's always been him, but monetarily, if it's needed, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I guess she's just always been a mom first. I guess that's what that is. But me not being a mom yet, I am like, okay, well, I have to have my man through and through, even if it's at the beginning, because I'm setting up for later. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said that, because I'm like, what? Like, I'm not trying to be offensive, but that will never make sense to me because, if you do like your man, you love him, duh. But if you like him, you're gonna do what you need to do in order to make the day easier.
Yeah.
And so you can move forward because he's the one taking care of this household. He's the one taking care of you, and you need to do everything else so that it can be cohesive.
Yeah.
That's why I asked that.
I think even on her side, like I said, I'm in a different space now. Like years ago, I would look at things like, Like, why would this person do this to me? Because like I would live in the drama dynamic. But like
Mhm.
now that I just have a completely different perspective on life, like I believe positive intent for everyone.
Right.
You know, I mean, that could be a flaw within myself. That's fine. But like,
No, I
I
don't think
think
so.
for her, like, I don't think there was any malicious intent. I don't think she was like maliciously doing anything wrong or like
Mhm.
not wanting to support certain areas or what it was. Like, but then on the flip side, like, I wasn't perfect in the relationship either. Like, I worked a lot. A lot of our quality time was me working, like still working while being there. Like, yeah, so like I know the toll that it can take on a relationship long term. Like, and those are things I had to reflect on too. But those are things
Mhm.
that I was like, yo, you know what? For my next relationship or for the next person that I'm with, I'm gonna make sure that those are things that I've worked on and that I'm better at. Like I
Mhm.
wasn't a great communicator. I didn't regulate my emotions before. Wanye knows I used to go 0 to 100 real quick.
Mhm.
Now, like I actually have more of a calm demeanor. I don't raise my voice as much. Like I don't get elevated as much. I actually let people finish their sentences and speak and have dialogue and conversation and not take anything personally. I don't internalize anything anymore.
You know, we were just talking about that. That's what we were talking about yesterday.
Oh.
Because that's where, and I think this is where, I don't know if it's just like me as a man, just that being something that men have in them, or is it just being around certain people that I've been around where it's just like I want to have an answer. Like it's not about me cutting you off, but
Mhm.
it's really about I I guess trying to be the rescuer. Like I
Yeah.
look at anything that somebody tells me
Mm.
as them having a problem.
Yeah, you want to
And
find a solution.
I want to have, yeah, I want to find a solution because I don't want you to have this problem
Yeah,
because you're going to continue to come to me about this problem.
yeah,
So why not just find the solution?
yeah,
Because
Are you speaking generally or are you talking about me?
I'm speaking generally,
yeah.
but like it's with anybody in my life that I see that it's crazy that you talk about that drama dynamic because now I see how the cycle was for me before I moved out, where it was a drama dynamic with my mom, um, where it's just like she's the rescuer, but then she's also the persecutor, but then she's also the victim as
Yeah.
well. And I see how that can play into a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like for yourself, but it's not in life, but it's just in
In
every
general.
Yeah.
situation that you go through. It could be at work, it could be at home, it could be at the grocery store.
Yeah.
So I don't know how. Well, what did you do to understand or learn? Because you say you're learning how to do that,
Yeah.
like to not listen to answer, but listen to comprehend. Like what are those steps that you feel like should be taken in order to let that happen?
I mean, enter every situation seeking to understand.
Mhm,
Like for me, like I'm gonna ask questions or clarifying questions because I want to know what's the emotion, what's the thought process, and I'm not gonna judge you for your answer. Like
mhm,
I had to take that part out of the conversations because like for me being such a solution oriented person, you can present me with a problem and I can find the best solution, but the best is always subjective.
mhm,
Like what
Mhm.
I think the best solution is might not be the best solution for you. Like for instance, when I was in the relationship with my ex, she was like, I want to start, vlogging or doing YouTube content. My solution is, okay, I'm going to go buy you the camera, buy you the lights, I'm going to buy you everything
Hmm.
so that you can just go ahead and start the
I
thing that you're
remember that.
telling me that you want to start.
I remember that.
But you have to understand that everybody moves on their own time. So by
Mhm,
me trying to expedite the process for her only led to more resentment within the relationship because it's extra pressure that I'm putting on her to have to do it. And that was something that, like I said, I have to take steps back and really look at relationships in my life previously and why certain things panned out the way that they did. Like I played a crucial role in the falling out of that relationship. Like I did. And I take ownership in that. But I also take ownership in learning how to be in those situations and navigate better, communicate better. Like I was a person that loved to overtalk and cut people off mid sentence. Like I'm Italian. Like, that's what we do in our culture. You know what I mean? But At the same time, it's like that's not me creating a safe space for a woman to have a conversation. Because if I'm constantly going to cut you off, I'm constantly going to elevate, my voice or like project my voice. Like I was never like going like I'm going to hit a woman, like, but like I would go 0 to 100 if I heard something that I didn't like, or if I felt something was going to like a personal attack towards me.
That's very interesting. Being with a Leo and you're like that.
Yeah, because also, to be honest, like Leos, when they say certain things, like they're going to say something that's going to potentially hurt your feelings. Because when they do speak, they do say things that are meaningful. Yeah, they do say things that are are meaningful. It's not like they don't use words just to use words.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there's no
no,
filler
yeah.
content
Very
for them.
passionate.
Yeah. So
because I think I'm sorry to cut you
No, you're
off,
good.
but I think it's because speaking from experience, because being around a Leo for 26 years, no matter where I am, they know what to say to, I guess you could say,
Hurt your
trigger
feelings.
you.
Yeah.
Hurt, not even hurt your feelings, but trigger you.
Yeah.
It's not about your feelings. It's about making sure that they are being heard. Because I feel like for Leos,
Look at you, you're learning, aren't you?
for Leos, it's just like they want to be heard because they're always listening to other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And for once, they want to make sure they're being heard, because of the simple fact, like, although they may feel like they're invalidated right at that second in that moment,
Yeah.
but they're going to make sure that if they feel that way,
Mhm.
you're going to feel that way also.
Yeah.
And then for us, me and you being, you're a Virgo, I'm a Taurus, you're an earth sign.
Yeah.
I'm an earth sign.
Yeah.
So like we're deeply rooted when it comes to us. Like for us, and like you said, stubborn. Like we're
I'll say stern. I won't say stubborn. It's kind of offensive.
Mhm.
But standing in your ground.
Yeah. Because we stand on logic.
right.
What's right is right, is wrong.
To you.
Yes, and because we live,
to
right,
us,
and this
yeah.
is something even in therapy I had to learn. Like I've always operated in a black and white world, no pun intended. Me being mixed race, right? But I projected that I lived in a black and white world. Like right is right, wrong is wrong. Logic oversees anything when it comes to emotion. Like that's my thought process, right? But in therapy, I had to learn that there's so much gray area. And allowing someone to feel something and not making them feel a kind of way for feeling that is how you curate safe spaces, not even just in work and business, but in personal and intimate relationships.
Yeah.
Like if we're having a conversation or like, we're having a dialogue about something that happened and you say something that triggers me and I automatically shut down or I overtalk you, that's not a safe space for us to have a conversation.
Do you know what sign your business partner was?
Scorpio.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
But
That's a lot.
yeah, so going through, like I said, for me, going through therapy just allowed me to slow myself down, slow my mind down. And that's why I'm willing to take pauses in conversation, even extended pauses, where a woman may think that I'm not going to respond. No, I'm really going to take the time to articulate what I say and make sure that it's exactly how I want it to be received.
I want to know, what are you looking for now? Like in a relationship?
In a relationship?
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm the physical side. Yeah, like there has to be a physical attraction, 100%. But like I think that's like number 3, 4 on my list right now. For me, it's really just like.
I'm gonna reiterate.
Yeah.
So I'll say mine.
Yeah.
When you're. Actually, I wasn't really actively dating when I met him. He liked me first and all that. But anyway, when you're,
she was the one.
No, you see how he, yeah.
No,
yeah.
mind you, I texted you. I said, bro, she wants to go out to eat. I don't know what to do. You said just go out and eat. Just
babe, okay,
yeah.
okay. We tell the story so much.
Don't try to play like I was
playing
on your top. Because we could go back to everybody that was a part of Avenue Black, and they'll tell you the same story.
I'm trying to ask Jay a question.
The
Go ahead.
hotel
The floor is yours.
Anyway, thank you. So no, I just mean, okay, when I was actively dating, I was looking for, I guess kind of indirectly, but directly, compassion and somebody who's just polite. Like, and I know that sounds so basic, but it's not.
No.
So like when you're like, when you see somebody, obviously you see the physical attractions there.
Yeah.
What's next? Like, what's like, okay, are they this? Are they that? Like, you know what I mean?
I just
Just off first
truly,
conversation.
for me, in the situations that I've been in previously, like my biggest thing is like, yo, I just want a kind person.
All right.
Like I don't need a lot. Like I'm a person who's very, I can sustain myself on pretty much every level possible, right?
Mhm.
I just want someone that's kind, somebody who really focuses on quality communication and what that looks like
Okay.
quality dialogue. And I want to be in a relationship where I feel desired. Like those are the three things that I like: kindness, communication, and a level of desire to be with me, right? Because I feel like in past relationships, like this goes back to the thing with what my therapist said, where like date people that actually like you.
Yeah.
When someone likes you and it's not performative, it's a matter of like, even if you're having an off day, like they're willing to just like do something to like make sure that you feel good. Like I want someone who compliments me. Like you don't have to tell me I'm handsome every day, but like I want my spirit and my soul fed too. And I feel like a lot of times in the interactions that I was in, like I'm constantly the one, because this is a reverse validation thing for me, where I'm constantly over achieving to try to get like the attention or try to like get that recognition and that desirability that I want. And now that I'm in seasons where I'm not doing that, like I'm not saying I'm doing the bare minimum. Like if I show interest in a person, if you show interest back, then that's where, that's where the thing goes as far as like date people that actually like you.
Yeah.
So like if you like me, cool. Like we can kind of see where that goes. Like I'm a person who likes to move fast, not move fast in reference to like jump into a relationship, because that was my previous patterns.
But as soon as you feel, you start to show you feel, right?
Yeah, like I'm not a person that's going to waste time. Like if I enjoy you, like even if we just meet, conversations, text, we FaceTime a couple times, like I want to interact with you in real time. Like I want to feel your energy and your aura. I don't want to just do that through text or through phone. But I'm also not going to take you to a crazy restaurant either. I'm a coffee date museum. Like I want to eliminate
real quality time.
Yeah, like I
you're
want to
not trying
eliminate the whole like idea of like like there has to be a level of like me overextending myself to like make you feel special.
Yeah.
No, like let's go on a coffee date. Let's go for a walk. Like let's do something to where we can eliminate anything material. You don't have to worry about, putting together a crazy outfit to try to portray something. We don't have to go to a crazy restaurant and act like we want to have conversation. Like, no, I want to get to know you at your core.
Yeah.
And then we can decide whether we want to go on these other things. Cause like I'm a person where like, yo, if I like you, you like me, we go on a couple dates and it's cool. Yeah, I'll book us a trip. Like I'll take us places. That's fine. But I'm not gonna not go through the preliminary part, because that's the part where I didn't move with discernment in the past.
Yeah.
I would just move too fast. I would send chicks on spa days, start paying phone bills. Like my homies would be like, yo, you tricking, you a simp. But like at the same time, it's just like, bro, like, yeah, I was. Like that's who I am in my core. Like I'm willing to give everything. Like I don't want to give you half. I'm willing to give everything, but I had to learn with discernment and making better decisions that everybody doesn't deserve that. So I am very selective with who gets my time now. I'm very selective with who I decide to go out with. Like I had a situation where somebody reached out to me on Instagram and they was talking about trying to like, go out to eat or something. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then they left me on red. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like that's fine. Yeah, but like that person reached out to me in the midst of that. So it's just like, there's interactions in the dating world now where it's just like, I'm cool with just being the best version of myself. And then whatever I attract, that gives a reflection or a mirror of where I am. And I recently, went on a date with a female, and we had an amazing interaction. We were able to talk for hours. It was just a great experience. We had a great time, went out to like a comedy show, just did something that was like super low key, nothing crazy. But we were able to enjoy each other's time from a quality perspective. Nobody was on their phones. Nothing. Like we were literally side by side having conversations, and we went for a walk, stuff like that. So like for me, it's like dating's not difficult. I think people just decide to make things difficult for no reason because they want this Instagrammable picture or this like something to post on Insta story because it's extravagant. But like for me, the smallest moments are the best moments. Like if I can go on a walk with you or go grab coffee, go to like a yoga class, and then we go grab a smoothie and just enjoy your company. For me, that's what I'm looking for in a relationship now. I don't need the extravagant things. We can get to that later.
I know it sounds corny, but
I was about to say
I'm
what you
really
about to say.
glad.
I
What?
know what you
What
was
you
about
about
to
to say?
say. I was gonna say that
If we're
like
really about to say the same thing, that was gonna be
we
good.
locked in for real. You might as well
Go
just get ready.
ahead.
Like I think that's why it's so important because with me and Aaliyah, we were friends
Oh my! I
before.
was
Yeah,
gonna
so
say
we
that.
locked in, man. We locked in, man.
No, but no, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say I know it sounds corny, but being we were friends for not only we were friends for 4 to 5 months, something like that.
Yeah.
But we were like real
Good friends.
friends,
Yeah.
and it was no true expectation.
No pressure.
And I'm not gonna lie, I knew I was a little locked in when Wanye bought me a plane ticket.
Mhm.
But he really just did that. It was
Yeah.
just
I
from
got that.
kindness. It
I
was
I
really
got
just
that.
from
I
kindness.
got
Yeah.
that.
And it was because he liked me.
Yeah.
And I think those are with you saying make sure people that they like you,
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest moments, or I guess, yeah, moments, because it'll be a time span that you'll see that somebody likes you when you're friends with them first.
Yeah.
And I know you're up there, but you can still be friends with somebody first.
No, without a doubt. And I think that's something that my ex told me that she wanted in a relationship. She
To be
wanted a
friends
best friend.
first.
She wanted a
Oh,
best friend.
yeah.
Like she wanted her partner to be her best friend.
Why couldn't you give her that? Or
I don't think I was capable
why not?
because I'm a person who is not. I don't like to be like from the interdependency side. Like I don't want people to feel like they need me. Like that is now. Before that's how I
So
was.
you look at friends?
That's how I was validated. Like, but that's how I would
Oh.
validate. Like a lot of the things in my life were based off of like
I look
me
at
being
that. I look at
validated.
it as opposite. I feel like when you have friends, like true friends, it's not even really that you need them, but it's like they're there and they'll always be there for you. And it's like, to me, it's no pressure. Like when I'm friends with somebody, like I felt no pressure when I became friends with him. Like it was no pressure of anything. Like I felt very at ease. I felt
Yeah.
calm when I talked to him or when we hung out. Even one time he had an allergic reaction. We were at a restaurant.
He was on
And
your
I was
hitch.
like, oh, he'll be fine.
Oh, it got bad. We got to the restaurant and I
Yeah.
just broke out in hives.
Yeah.
And I was
she
like,
was
oh,
like-
he'll be okay. But at the same time, I was like worried about his mom. Like
Right.
I was like, she gonna kill me.
Yeah.
But it was okay because it was just still like, we'll be fine. I'm with Wanye. Wanye's with me. Like that's how I felt. And then that's what made me make the decision of moving forward later. But I feel like that's the best. It really is the best thing.
And I
It
feel like I
really
skipped
is.
that step a lot in
Yeah.
the past. Now I'm like, I'm not really willing to skip that. Like I'm really gonna take my time and just get to know someone for who they are at their core.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people can be performative for long periods of time and they begin to show themselves. And the goal is to always create a space where someone can show themselves. And I think that's something that I've just been very intentional with is maximizing moments when we are together so that you feel really comfortable. And I want you to reveal the real version of you. I don't want to wait until we do get into a relationship for you to reveal that.
Yeah.
I want to see that from the beginning because I want to see, is there a level of alignment in our morals and values and how we operate, in our decision making, in our discernment, in our communication style? Like those are all things now that I didn't pay attention to before. I'm like, oh, she cute. Like,
Or even
what
simpler
I mean?
things of like, for me, it was like, no offense, babe, I saw how Wanye lived.
Yeah.
And it didn't bother me. Like, it wasn't up to my standard of living or how I grew
Yeah.
up, but it didn't bother me. And I was like, okay. And over time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to accept that some things have to be adjusted. But it was okay that I had to accept that because I liked him. So
Yeah, but I think you got to look at it too. Like, there's a clear delineation between someone who is striving for more and someone who is stuck.
yeah. that's
And I
true.
think being able to analyze situations in that manner, like I never want to be in a situation where I'm with someone that's stuck. Like from the beginning. Like I don't want to be with you in your stuck stage.
Yeah.
Like I've surpassed that part of my life where I'm stable enough and I've stabilized myself to where I don't want to be with someone in their stuck stage from the beginning. Now, if we're together and you get into a stage where you're stuck, I'm going to help you navigate that. As a man, as a provider, I'm going to, do my best and make sure that we navigate through that together. But if I'm meeting you and you're stuck and you're not established and you're not stabilized, I can't have the expectation for you to even give everything into a relationship because you're not capable. And I think we put these unrealistic expectations on people to come in from the beginning. Like nobody's in their final form.
Yeah.
We are in a season of our lives.
Right.
And if that season, there's not alignment within that initial season, then there's no alignment in my time for you either. So I think for me, I'm just at a space now where like, I was celibate for a year. I did a full 365. went through therapy.
What do you
That
I'm not laughing because we talked about it the other
yeah,
day.
and it's
but
because it's something that like for me like
Why are you
because
laughing?
because this is the thing.
Because I was celibate before you. Not right before, but I was celibate
not gonna
before I
say-
I'm
I'm not gonna say I was celibate. I'm gonna say I was practicing celibacy.
Okay,
because-
I was
yeah.
celibate.
Uh,
I was celibate
So
before. Wait, let me say this. I was celibate before starting to pursue real relationships,
Mhm.
and I
Okay.
met you. You were the second relationship that I met.
No, the only reason why I laugh because when Jay was, and another thing,
You better say something crazy.
when we were
I don't know if I like the way this going.
when we
Right.
were in the store, like there's a difference because I would hear women say, "Oh, is Charles around?" And I'm like, "You don't know." And then when I finally heard
Oh
your
my
ex
God.
used to call you
Sorry.
Jason, I'm like, yo, like that's really his boo boo stick because she knows his like she's not addressing you just like
No.
with Drake. Like
Yeah,
she's not addressing you as your stage name.
Yeah.
She's addressing you as
very much. So.
you.
Yeah,
Like
very much so.
like I remember, like if she's a little upset, I can hear the upsetness in Jason. It
Mhm.
wasn't Charles. Like when people say Charles, I'm like, oh, you don't really know him. But what I
Yeah.
was gonna say was because back before you were in the relationship heavy, like you were low key tripping a little bit. He was like, "Yeah, I'm in the club paying for sections. I'm on my iPad." Like,
You got to remember, bro. I was in a relationship for 6.5 years. and almost got married.
right? Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I didn't propose. I bought the ring, but I didn't propose. But yeah. And then I was single for I think a summer. That summer I was single,
Yeah.
and then I met
Summer.
Yeah, it
Shorty.
was that summer
Yeah.
because I remember it was your birthday and y'all was going to celebrate, but then you was like, "Nah, I got a date," like or something. Like you had the
Yeah.
link. Yeah, so like it was like you wasn't wilding, but like
Nah, that summer I was wilding. I was wilding. I was
yeah,
wilding out that summer. I mean, but
yeah.
that was me coming out of a 6.5 year
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah. But that's about those seasons that you talk about, you know?
Yeah.
Like we all go through those different seasons and learning ourselves. Because again, like with you, I'll say this, like there's like I had to understand the difference between Charles J and Jason.
Yeah.
Or Jay. Like there's a difference. Like even though it's you, but like that's your brand.
Yeah.
Like for me, I had to understand that Wanyeezy and W&R Productions is a brand.
Yeah.
Like it's not me. Like it's my blood, my sweat, my
Right.
tears, my energy. But like it's a brand because at the end of the day, I'm still Wanye Robinson.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody else that is Wanye Robinson. So like I had to really again had to give the grace to myself, learning from watching you be who you are. Charles J and Jason, like although Charles J went through those things and Charles J can go, Charles J is going to be Charles J.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Jason has to go through every single thing
Yeah.
that Charles J, that people don't see that Charles J goes through.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to commend you for right now at this moment, like being able to come out on the other side of everything, being able to continue to be the best version of yourself, not for yourself,
Yeah.
because you being the best version for yourself helps other people be the best versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, like with you, it's almost like a disappear. It's just like Spider-Man disappearing. Like
Yeah.
to me, like with you not being around, like it was so many people that didn't know which way to go. Like
Yeah.
they didn't know how to like adapt to you not being around because of what you were doing for South Jersey.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I didn't know, but then Aaliyah had to be like, yo, don't forget who you are.
Yeah.
Just because you were a part of that
Doesn't
doesn't mean
mean-
that
yeah.
you're not you. And I'm like, all right, let me get on it. So then I had to start moving around the best way possible and use that funneling system and that system that you taught me just indirectly, like use your resources. Like
Yeah.
you have hella resources, use them to your ability to grow.
Yeah.
Because you know what to do. Like you have the skills to do it. Just, be that best version. But yeah, I commend you for being the best version of yourself, coming out on top, and I can't wait for whatever else is like
Whatever is next.
whatever is next for you, man. Because I know
Yeah.
we talk a lot about what is next.
Yeah.
So we don't gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna
I
keep
think
going.
I think for
Go
me, man, I'm so focused on just being present. Like I don't
That's
look too
good.
far ahead. Like I'm Alan Stein Jr. has a quote, be where your feet are.
Mm.
And for me, like that's where I want to be in every moment of my life right now. Like whether it's me spending time with a person, friend, family member, whoever, like I'm cool with putting my phone down and not going through my Instagram feed and just spending time. Like I rekindled the relationship that I had with my mom after years of resentment, like when I moved. Like now being in a space with her where we can have conversations. I FaceTime her 3 to 4 times a week, like on my morning
Me
walks.
too.
Like, so it's just like for me, like those are the moments now that are just so important. Anything like that's futuristic, that's like long-term goals. Yeah, I have goals, like, but I'm
Mhm.
gonna do the things incrementally every day and utilizing the law of marginal gain to be able to get there. So that's really just where I'm at now.
Sometimes I forget about those things that you talk about
Mm.
because like I'm so focused on
Yeah,
the major game.
yeah. But also in therapy, my therapist said you need to stop doing things. What is it? Basically, you need to stop trying to reach your goals. Stop doing things for the purpose and do it for the benefit.
Mm.
And I think that was something that was really big for me because, like, even if I go for a run, I'm thinking, all right, I got to run my fastest 5K. Like, I'm setting expectations for me to have to perform to a standard at a goal
Mhm.
versus me just going for a run, not setting a time frame and just enjoying the things around me when I run and
Wait,
being
say it again.
present in that
Stop doing
moment,
things for the.
the purpose and do it for the benefit. Like, the biggest thing is, yeah, we all have our goals. We all want to reach certain things, but like the real benefit in all of that is the person that you get to become along it, right? Like if I can look back 2, 3 years and be like, hey, I was a completely different person then than I am now, that's growth that I can be proud of.
Mm.
But if I'm in the same season, replaying the same season, might be a different cast, but it's the same movie, am I really making progress? And I think that's where you really got to begin to challenge yourself. Like if you feel like you're stagnant, it's probably because you're living the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And the universe is going to force you to have to make changes. And if you don't change with the universe, disruption will come. And that's something that I had to learn where I just had to move with a lot more discernment and make better decisions early on. Soft launch, hard launch. That's not rapid fire. You're not answering. You got to think. You're thinking too hard.
Hard launch. What's one thing that keeps you up at night?
Temperature. What's something people wouldn't know about you?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You got like 2 toes that roll over each other, like nothing.
No, my feet are perfect. My girl loves my feet.
Ew. I do.
Right.
Your
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah. I don't really got anything. I'm sorry. I really don't.
No, yes you do, bro.
How's she know and you don't?
Wanya used
What
to
is
move
it?
tractors.
You say he what?
He used to move tractors. That's why his calf's so big.
Oh, she got you on that. Don't nobody
Okay.
know that.
All right. Cool.
know
Whatever.
that.
Yeah. I used to move tractors. I used to work on the farm. I used to do.
So when you see him squatting down, he's getting that shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where that strength came from.
Now, is that the only place you be squatting like that?
No, it's not. Be doing the Melvin squat sometimes.
You be doing them
Hey.
kettlebell swings?
Yep. Hey, what's the craziest thing that someone's ever said to you?
Oh, yo, nah. Actually, you know what? Yo, when I was at the strip club,
There we go.
this was like, when was this? This might have been like 20. I don't want to get my years messed up because if I do, then my timelines is going to get messed up. 20. I would say 2020, 2020, 2021. I was at the strip club and this stripper came up to me and slapped my ass and then told me I look like a good ass. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a wild time. That was a wild year.
That was a wild
That
year.
was a wild
that
year.
was the breakout year.
Yeah.
That was the breakout year, to be quite honest. It was from like March to like September.
Yeah, that's when I was single.
Yeah. You were wilding.
Yeah, I was single.
Very single.
God.
Very much single.
Oh, we was at Roar every weekend.
I know.
Good times. What was the worst fit you ever put together?
Why are you laughing? Because you know which one
I
it
know
is.
exactly what fit I had. Yo. Worse, like it's been so like my fashion journey has been crazy. My fashion journey has been crazy.
Crazy.
I have to put some bullshit together. I'm so sorry. So my worst fit I ever wore so far was the first dripping jam. I had wore a sequins button down and
Yeah.
Okay.
because it was supposed to be monochromatic and I didn't really understand the assignment. So everybody, so like you had all black on with a
Uh-huh.
little hint of yellow.
Did I?
She had all pink on.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
we
had
have
the
a picture
full.
together.
You had the
Me and
full
you, Jay.
vegan leather set on with
The
the
black
vegan.
the black joint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
You had she had Aaliyah had all pink on. I had black pants, the
Oh
sequin
yeah,
shirt.
you was ready to do the bachata.
Yeah, I was tripping.
He had on the
And I
Tony
had
the Tony Stark glasses.
I had Tony Stark glasses on, and then I had my snakeskin
Cowboy boots.
chrome tip boots. Yeah. I was trying to break out into the fashion game. It wasn't
Listen, man,
working.
you gotta start somewhere.
That was the beginning. If your ex was right in front
I knew he was
Oh,
gonna ask
God.
you that question.
if your ex was right in front of you right now, what would you say to them?
Thank you.
That's such a Charles J answer. Thank
No,
you.
he's so therapized.
Therapized.
Is
No,
that
I
the
would. I
word?
would say thank you. Like, cause I'm not. For me, like, I'm a person where, like, when the relationship's over, like, there's no,
Reconciliation.
not even reconciliation. More so, like,
bad blood.
yeah, like, I don't have. There's no bad blood. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be crazy because, like, so I don't even know if I want to say this, because then I might just. You know what? No, I'm gonna say it. So basically, when the relationship ended, we basically, was like roommated for like 2-3 months, and then I dipped out. So she went to Miami with the dude she told me not to worry about at the beginning of the relationship
What the
for her
Oh,
birthday.
Sorry.
But she doesn't know that I know.
Interesting.
So I never said nothing. So for me, like, those are things I was talking about as far as moving with discernment. This was a person that already was a red flag in the beginning of the relationship. I should have never chose to go exclusive and be in the relationship. Like, not looking in retrospect. But yeah, I would have said thank you, because I learned a lot in that relationship. Like, I don't have any type of resentment. I would never talk like bad about her as far as like she was a bad person. No, I think she was an amazing person. I just think there was a level of alignment that just wasn't there, and our communication styles were different.
Mhm.
Like, but outside of that, I mean, it could have worked potentially, but for now, thank you. Like, I appreciate that. I appreciate the lessons that were learned and through that experience, and that's all I can say. Like, I'm not upset. I don't have resentment towards that. Like, it's just a matter of, yeah, it was what it was.
But yeah, man. Any other final thoughts before we close this joint out?
Um,
How was the wine? How was the food?
Wine, food was phenomenal. So I give the food 5 out of 5.
Thanks.
Just a great balance on a plate. Wine, of course, Moscato d'Asti,
Oh, yeah,
and
that was good.
the
That
sweet
was
red was good. The sweet
yeah.
red was good too.
That joint went down smooth.
Yeah. But I think for me, man, I'm just in love with the season that I'm in personal development, and really just focusing on that, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually. Like, I'm becoming the person that I want to be with, like, in every aspect, financially, everything. So for me, it's just continuing to work on that, continuing to dive on that, and just continue to be the best person possible that I can. Better friend, better brother, family member, all that stuff. Like, in every aspect, just be
Yeah.
the best possible. And just keep focusing on growth, man. Like, that's it.
Charles J, everybody. But nah, this was another episode of For Lifers Chat. Jay, I appreciate you coming all the way out from AZ,
Yeah,
stopping in with us. I'm glad you enjoyed your time.
definitely.
But we also are here at the For Lifers table, man. See y'all next time.